Hey guys, welcome to another beautiful day in the beautiful life. I hope you're well. I hope you're taking care of yourself and safeguarding your energy because you are the most precious person walking on the earth, and you shouldn't let anyone mistreat you, abuse you, gaslight you, dictate your reality, and make decisions for you. Friendly reminder. I don't really know what this video is going to be about. I think if you've been watching my channel for some time, I feel like it's been like an open book diary of my journey towards self realization. And if you are remotely interested in the content that I post, I actually feel like it's actually good reminders for me too. Sometimes I'll like my own videos will show up in my feed and I'm like, oh, I haven't seen this in a while. Let me click on that. And it'll remind me of like things that maybe I forgot, or just kind of like reestablish things that I am currently implementing. But yeah, it's basically a roadmap to I want to say like self empowerment and to reduce the suffering that you feel as you navigate your life. Yeah, because I am really passionate about understanding things, understanding myself, understanding others, understanding root cause of suffering, and snuffing that out. The other day, I saw a video that I thought was really cool. Something about a candle. I'm sure you guys have heard candle analogies before, but something about like if there's a light in the room and say that light is you are a candle, you do a great disservice to yourself and others by letting someone else blow your light out. Like I just feel like if you can keep that flame within yourself glowing and shining, then you can light other candles around you. Don't let somebody blow your candle out. Don't let somebody snuff your light out just because they can't find their own light. Yeah. And shoots, what was I gonna talk about? Oh yeah. In the same vein, like the mind is a tool. Yeah. You're either letting the mind, I want to say, rule you, or you're realizing it's a tool that you can use when you need to and at your own disposal. You're not letting the mind dictate you. And what is the mind? I feel like the mind is like a file cabinet of all the impressions, energetic impressions and thoughts and judgments that you've accumulated. And a lot of it might not even be yours. Yeah. If you think about it, since we were children, we've been kind of like everyone has been trying to dictate how we should live our life. And they've never really like handed us the torch and said, hey, this is your life. Like, what makes you happy? What makes you peaceful? You should pursue that, you know? Yeah, I just feel like everybody's been trying to dictate like how you should live, how you should eat, how you should spend your money, like what you should watch, what you should be entertaining, like trends. And if you're like me, I like literally go in the opposite direction of what everybody else is doing. I don't know. It's not even hmm. I don't think I am trying to be rebellious, or maybe I am. I don't know. But it just doesn't sit right with me when like everybody is like buying into a particular idea or thought or scheme, and I'm just like, that doesn't make sense though. Like I'm that person that will be like, oh, that doesn't make sense. Like, why are we doing this? Yeah. Yeah, I'm just like, it just, yeah, doesn't feel right to me. Like yeah, like people like with who are obsessed with Kardashians and BBLs. Like, what? What are we doing here? Like, I like my butt just the way it is. I don't need to make it bigger. Oh my god, my mind is going into many different avenues, which I will not share. But side note, my coworker just told me about this ancient grain called teff. Are you guys familiar with that? Yeah, I know. Like my mind is like that. It just goes all over the place. But somehow they all connect and it makes sense. But anyway, she told me about this thing called teff. It's an ancient grain. Sorry for the noises. And yeah, just bought some. I'm gonna like make some porridge. Yeah, yeah. Supposedly it has like all these like minerals and nutrients that are essential to the body, like to help performance and functioning, enhance it. Yeah, and yeah, you just make a porridge. You can like toast it um, in a pan, and then afterwards you can add some milk, and then you can add nuts and fruits and whatever the heck you want. Yep. Maybe I will update you on my opinion on it. But I was called to go buy some teff and to make some porridge. So I'm probably going to do that after that. But anyways, let's get back to blah, blah, blah. Let's get back to the mind. Yeah, it's a tool, man. And like, if you allow the tool to run you, that's why you have a lot of problems. That's why you're suffering. You know, it's like you're letting your mind dictate how you live life. I've made videos on this before. Um, okay, first of all, I want to say, let's just like start from the beginning. Every morning when you wake up, you set the tone. You set the tone of the day. This is probably just a recap of like a bunch of videos that I've made in the past. So yeah, like let yourself like wake up peacefully and gently. You know, don't set yourself up where you're like getting up and you're anxious and you're like trying to rush and get to places. No, don't do that to yourself. That's so mean. Don't be mean to yourself. Wake up gently and like take your time and like set the tone of the day, you know? And then I don't know, like for me, it's kind of natural already. I'm usually in a state of mindlessness. And what I mean by mindlessness is I don't really have too much thoughts, intrusive thoughts, like running amok in my head. Like I usually do like a daily dump. I think it's hard for people to do this because they're really stuck on what happened yesterday or a week ago or a month ago or a year ago. I literally file those things away like for a reference point, but I don't like continuously loop them, allow my mind to loop them in my head. Yeah, I do a daily dump. So when I go to bed, it's like I'm clear minded. You know, when I wake up, I'm setting tones. You know, if there is a thought or a feeling that is coming to the forefront, I just kind of observe it. Like I don't really react to it. I also get really curious. I'm like, why am I thinking that? Why am I feeling that? And then I'll just kind of let it unfold on its own until it clears itself. Yeah, that's what I do. The reason why I say like state of mindlessness is the best is because think about it. When you're in your mind, your mind, it's like I want to say it can be a really tough place to navigate, especially if you really if you're really intentional and you really just sit with yourself and watch thoughts. A lot of it too isn't even yours. I've said that in other videos. Like it could be somebody else's energetic I want to say contagion that's lingering in your energy body. Yeah, notice that. Notice that, release that. Like don't feed into it. Like if you don't feed something, it can't survive, you know? So stop feeding things that you don't want to survive in your life. And it goes down to subtle things such as thought forms, you know, because thoughts create feelings, create perception, create your reality. So, like I said, if you're currently living a life that you don't like, you can change it. Just stop feeding things that don't make you feel well. Like that's pretty common sensual. Yeah, so like I'll give you a good example. So I have a coworker and she's fucking miserable and I can tell that she does not like herself. And my joy irritates her. My light irritates her because there's a couple of reasons for that. One, when you're shining bright and you're happy and you're joyful, unhappy people don't like that. One, because it reminds them of something that they haven't acquired yet, you know? And and two, it's just like, I don't know. It's just an irritant for them, honestly. It irritates their demons, their dark side that they haven't contended with yet. So they like, yeah, just blame everyone for their misery. And it's like, no, it's you. Yeah. I used to like get mad at people who are like trying to project their misery on me, and now I don't. Because one, I don't take it personally. Two, I just observe it. It's almost like watching TV in real time. You just observe that person, and then you just kind of accept how they show up. Like you don't try to like impose your expectations on them. Like, oh my god, I wish they were nicer. How come they can't be happy? Why are they so rude? Why are they project? Yeah, you see that? That's like conflict. You're creating conflict within yourself. But if you just like observe it, like a spectator, like a neutral observer, then it doesn't really bother you. You just kind of call out what you see, and then you just go, okay, I accept this person as they choose to show up. Um, and it's too bad that they don't feel well and they don't like themselves, but that's really not my problem. And then you just keep it pushing. That's it. Just keep it pushing, guys. Don't get stuck. you know? Oh my God, I'm starting to giggle again. Yeah, guys, I think if you've been watching me for some time, I fucking love giggling. I love laughing. I love giggling. I can find humor in most things. And that's why I say I don't really take life seriously. I met a customer slash friend, I guess. I don't know if I would consider this person a friend, but she visits me frequently and she's kind of out there. But I do like our conversations because it gives me food for thought. But I told her that. I said, hey man, the secret to like living a life well lived is to just not take things seriously. And she's like, no, I think you have to take something seriously. And then, yeah, I'm still processing that. Do you really have to take things seriously when all of this is an illusion? Like it's almost like getting mad at a dream. Like why? Just let your dream play out. And then like if you want to like, I don't know, what is that called? If you want to look into it for deeper meanings, do that. If not, who cares? Just keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. Don't get stuck. Don't get stagnant. Yeah, and if you are stuck and stagnant, sometimes that's necessary, man. Sometimes, you have, I want to say, seasons of life where you just need to be fucking still. You need to be resting. You need to like give yourself time to assimilate things, because if you're constantly on the go, it's about the balance point, honestly. So when it's time to go, go. When it's time to slow, slow. you know. I had this coworker. This was, and I know I talk about my coworkers a lot because they're honestly like the people that I've had the most point of contact with, and like I learn from them just from like our interactions, just from our conversations, just through my observations. But I had this one coworker, like, man, this guy was like, I like almost like was admired this person because he was so like composed and so intentional and so stoic, but still caring. Like his heart space was open, but he was very like he had mastered a certain level of self control that I hadn't acquired yet. And I was like, man, this guy is fucking boss. I wanna be like that. So when I come across people that I think has mastered something that I obviously haven't yet, I don't get jealous or envious. I just kind of like, and I don't necessarily pedestalize them, but I definitely like look at the parts of myself that is lacking. Can I talk? That is lacking, and then I'll adjust and pivot and make moves to like get to that place. Like I almost look at them in a state of reverence, like shit, man, how'd you do that? And then I'll like try to like figure it out. You know what I mean? Yeah. But this guy was, I don't know. He was very calm. He was very chill. Nothing really like disturbed him. And I think I asked him one time, I'm like, how do you do that? And he's like, I don't know. He's like, when I'm tired, I sleep. When I'm hungry, I eat. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I was like, whoa, that's so simple, because I'm so used to complexifying everything. It's funny though, like I feel like I am. It's paradoxical, man. I complex, I complexify, but I also simplify in equal measure, and I think that's the point, right? Finding the balance point within oneself, like being able to like extract and embody the light and the dark aspects of oneself. Like you're not like repressing, denying, dismissing one part of you. You're just accepting everything. You're accepting all the facets, the wonderful facets of the self, and just going with it. Yeah. So I feel like I've been pretty good at like staying in a neutral point. Oh my god. So today I did encounter something that was slightly stressful. Let me tell you how I dealt with that. So, first of all, I acknowledge that I was getting stressed. I also observed the thoughts and feelings, and it was heightened. It was almost like putting me in a state of urgency. Like, and I dialed that shit back, man. Like, instead of like keeping that dial on high, like, and freaking out and everything just going awry. No, I like literally sat back, acknowledged I was stressed, observed the feelings, and I self-regulated. I turned my own dial down, and I went into a state of relaxation despite like the anxiety that was ramped up. And then everything just kind of flowed. That's what you got to do, man. You got to self-regulate. Pretty much. That's a secret. You have to find that dial, that switch within yourself. And despite what's going on externally or internally, you need to like turn the dial and then go into a state of neutrality. And again, mindlessness. And when I say mindlessness, I'm not saying like be a ditz, okay? Like, let me clarify that. When I say mindlessness, it's almost like you are clear water. You're a clear channel, but then you're still very hyper aware of like the things that are happening around you and inside of you. But because you are a clear channel and you're clear water, you can see it clearly. It's not distorted. It's not like, oh, what's going on? I'm so confused. Oh my God, I'm freaking out. No, it's like the freaking out shit is happening and you can still see it and feel it very clearly. And that's the thing, clearly, because you're a clear channel, you're clear water. You have cleaned and purified your water to a point where you can see fucking everything very clearly. And then you notice that, like, when you just relax and allow everything to play out, it eventually like dissipates. It like literally like just works itself out of your system, reality, energy body. Yeah. And then you just keep proceeding. You just keep going. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, seriously, when I say mindlessness, it's almost like, yeah, that's the best analogy I can give. You're clear water, you're clear channel. Like, you can like, when you're mindful, your fucking mind is full of everything, right? It's like almost to a point where you are, I want to say, hmm, what is the word I'm trying to find? Constipated, man. You're full. Your mind full. You're constipated. When your mind less, there's less to think about. There's less to like really like react to. There's less distractions. There's less confusion. There's less expectations. There's less judgments. You're just kind of like, yeah. And the way I see people and I see life is literally, and I say I do this like 80% of the time. I still have like 20% that needs to be cleared. But 80% of the time, I'll just like see things as they are, like literally. I may react or get triggered to things that I don't quite understand yet. Like, why is that person driving that way? But then it's like once I figure out like, oh, that person's driving that way because they're in a rush, because they need to take a poo. Then I'll be like, oh, okay, cool. Like, but I'm not like projecting or like expecting or judging. I'm mostly curious, honestly. Like, I just want to understand. And then once I get to a certain level of understanding, I just kind of like doesn't really bother me anymore. You know, that's why like I spend a lot of time pondering and self reflecting and all that stuff. Um, what else was I going to say? I don't know. I guess that's it. Just be mindless. And that's what I mean by mindless. And that's what I mean by just kind of like accepting. Yeah, just accept everything as it shows up. I know this sounds counterintuitive, and I know socially we've been kind of like programmed to not accept things as they are. And that's the ego, right? The ego is the one that's like, no, it has to be this way. The ego is like a fucking like spoiled, rampant child that hasn't been held accountable. Hold that fucker accountable. And then like put it in its place. Go, hey, mine. Like right now, you're throwing a tantrum, and yeah, that's not it. I'm good, and put it back in the toolbox. You know. Anyways, I'm gonna go. I've been talking for like 21 minutes. I have no idea, as usual, if I made sense. But if you took something away from this video, great. If you didn't, that's great too. Tomato, tomato. Anyway, I hope you're living your best life ever. And even if it doesn't feel that way or it doesn't seem that way, you always have the power and the ability to shift that in any moment. You don't have to wait. You can do it now. In fact, sometimes, like when I am triggered, I'll teach you a trick. I think I might have said this in another video. I'll count down. Like, say, like I am triggered. I will catch myself. I will also like go into observational mode. Honestly, I'll watch the thoughts. I'll watch the trigger. I'll watch the emotions that come up with it, and then I'll do a reset. Like I'll just go, okay, in 3, 2, 1, and I'll take a deep breath, and then blow it out, and then start. Yeah, reset. Period. You can do that in any moment. Um, oh yeah. If you think about it too, like the reason why you're suffering, the reason why you create the conflict. Honestly, it's like you'll see reality as it's showing up, and then you want it to be different. You want it to be different. Why isn't it this way? Why can't it be the way I want it to be? Like a fucking yeah, like child throwing a tantrum. And just tell that child, hey man, sorry it's not the way you want it to be, but it is what it is, and it's fine. That's all you got to do. If you encounter someone losing their shit, you can also use that line and go like, it's fine. Yeah, I've used that before. It's like very simple. You don't have to over explain. You don't have to over convince. You don't have to, yeah, you don't even have to take that on. You just look at them and tell them it's fine. Yes. All right, I'm going to go. Blessings to one and all. Amen.